So, today we are finally happy to announce that a couple of us YouTubers in the Guardians of Chaos clan, have managed to finally get this replay that we've been trying to do for a long time. It's a 5v3 on Minas Tirith, where the defenders basically try to defend the lower wall as long as possible. Um, we've been trying, but we've had a lot of crashes and just network issues that have stopped us completely from being able to do anything with this. So we finally got this going. I'm gonna show all the attackers first because we have a special guest with us in this video. A very well-known YouTuber joined us in this because he thought it would be a fun video to do himself. But here we have Valkyrion, which is Elix from GOC as well. He is controlling Harad over here. On this side we have Teabagger, one of our very own GOC members as well, champion of his sub-clan. Actually, recently, Valkyrion over here became the champion of the Black Dragon clan, and Teabagger is the champion of the Bloodstone Legion, both led by me and the son of Celebrimbor. We each have a sub-faction where we wage war against each other, so you'll see a lot more videos of us battling it out between the sub-clans. But here we have Windy Pops, our very special guest for this. He is controlling one of the Mordor armies along with Teabagger. It was very nice to have him with us in this video, so a big shout out to him for joining us and just helping out, and I can't wait to watch his video of this from an actually good standpoint, because I don't really do stats or anything, or I don't do my videos as well as he does. Now we go on to one of my favorite people from the Bloodstone Legion of GOC, 2K86, or Y2K86 I should say. He's become a little bit of a famous person in the YouTube videos as of late, but it was nice to have him joining us as well. And then one of my personal friends, Ranch Be Dressing, he's a close friend of mine in real life, so this was his first actual big siege in Reforged. And he was joined by all these good fucking players here, so it was nice to see that. As for the defense, he's also doing a Mordor. But as for the defense, we have me as Dil Amaroth. I basically chose to defend the entire left side and just hold out. We have another YouTuber, Beastie70 here, another GOC member. And then we were also graced with the presence of Katunakar, the Easterling from RH. He's a wonderful person. We love having him play with us every now and then. He's always been a good player and very nice guy. So he's playing as Numenor as well, and Beastie has Gondor. Numenor we threw in there just because of the whole bloodline, and they're basically the founders of Gondor in a way. Like, they were the ones that had the bloodline of the Dunedain and shit, I believe, if that's correct. Don't hate on me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm still rereading all the books, so I gotta relearn all the lore. The only things that we had up here were just 3 units, but they also moved down here. It's just placement. We didn't have much place for them. But on that note, the battle has just begun, and this was a very, very close battle. I'm not going to get into detail on like each unit particular. It was one art per team, but the defenders, we chose not to take one. I think we miscommunicated and we thought someone was bringing one, but we did not. So I'm gonna fast forward just a tad to the point where they start charging. Cause we had, this is a pretty long siege, so, and it gets down to the wire, so this is gonna be a very intense match. I was happy that both my friend and 2K were over here, because I love fighting 2K. He's fun. Windy Pops, I figured that they would take care of him and hold that line. So I'm basically focused all of my efforts on this side over here. And then I ended, yeah, you'll see what happens later. I'm not going to try to spoil nothing. Beastie was all over the place. He was kind of the support army as well as holding the right side. And they both worked together very well. I was more of a sacrificial, just kind of do whatever I could to fucking keep everything on that side from being flanked over here. I had archers at the walls at first. I was gonna try to burn down some of his siege towers, but I realized that that just was not happening, so basically avoided that and decided, like, gave that up before I wasted too much ammo trying. During this battle, I had not much time to actually look over on this side of things until kind of late game when there was like not much I could do to help way over there from my side of the board or the castle. But there was a lot of attackers, and if either one of us would have had one or two more units in reserve, it may have gone the opposite way. I'm not going to spoil who wins, of course, but it was literally down to the wire, as you'll see later. But here I start trying to aim directly for that front tower. Not exactly the brightest idea, obviously, because you want to, in these kind of situations, you want all the ammo you can spare. But I shortly realized that it was doing absolutely no damage to that tower at all, or even the one behind it. So I gave up on that pursuit shortly after. You'll see me stop firing real fast. Any minute now. I know that the attackers did have some glitchiness on the walls with the siege towers, but on a mod, it's pathfinding, and being able to do stuff is always somewhat difficult to get it exactly. At this point, I just started attacking their troops instead with my archers, because figured do as much damage as possible, because I'm on this side. What am I going to do to help when they really break through? And this is where 2K comes in and starts destroying the wall here. This was not exactly my favorite part of this. Poor Beastie. He's the only one that brought cavalry. They all were prepared for me to bring cavalry as Dol Amroth because I have the Swan Knights. So they immediately thought that I was going to do that, so they were prepared for that. This is actually the Mithrandir's retinue, which usually has Gandalf in it. But if we had more cav, we could have done something, but they were very, very prepared for this, so this charge ends in complete disaster, unfortunately to say. It was very sad to watch, and now I have to watch it all over again. So all there is spearmen everywhere. And he runs directly into him. As well as the tower. And then just gets stuck in there, and then... Unfortunately, that is one... It's... For as much as it costs to get that cav, it's not worth it at all. This is by far one of my least favorite cavalry units. And then these are some of the best fucking cavalry units you can get. The Melkor's Chosen. They are straight, just terrifying. The only thing that scares me more cab-wise would be Eisen's Champions of the White Hand. I've watched them just decimate fucking 3 units of anti-cav units from Dol. Like anti-cav from Dol all at once, just solo, with maybe a few skirmishers behind on the wharves. It was just... That was the worst defeat I've ever had. Once that happened, it was just like, it's over. Their cav work on the attack later is quite fucking impressive, and they even get me with it real bad. But over here at this point, I'm trying to take out the best targets I can reach, because I know I'm not going to have a whole lot of opportunities with my archers at a certain point. Oh, there's the Horn of Gondor. They haven't reached breach yet, except for right when I said that. They put the first hole in there. And now I think we're just waiting for a ram or something to come up. I believe they take down the gate at some point. And now, what are they doing here? Oh, they're trying to block the fucking them from getting back inside. They're just gonna charge to their deaths and just die with honor. Surfer guard come in just to finish them off, because they're way faster. Gotta give Harad fucking credit for their speedy cav. Yeah, Ranch finally committed his archers up. Not sure if they're in loose formation or not, but I would have definitely put them in loose formation and then sent them like up like a little bit further down that line so they could actually hit behind. But after a while I do pull my archers off because I want to save a little bit of ammo, because I know that eventually I'm going to need them around here or like up here again to help fight the gate even a little bit. As far as the siege towers, none of them have gotten to the walls yet. They were somewhat playing mind games with us while all grouping up together. So I'm going to fast forward it just a bit, just till we get some actual movement coming in towards the walls. Get a nice view from above. I think they ditched their siege towers completely over there because they have enough. There's not enough wall to actually. Yeah, they got their cab everywhere. They're ready for a fucking charge out, but it's just not gonna happen. Slow it down a bit. Take a look around. No, this was a fairly long battle, so be prepared for a lot to go down in a long period of time, but hell, if you get too tired of watching, pause it, come back later. I'm just waiting for the actual battle to take place. They're breaching another wall here. One more shot, it'll be down. Worst part is he doesn't even use all of his ammo in his catapult by taking out 2 breach points. So that gives him a little bit later. And now that they have some breaches in there, they're just waiting. And Beastie's here with his fountain guard ready to go. He's got Numenorians with him. He's got guards with Asciliath. They're holding that good. We got wardens here ready to fire. Or actually firing at these guys, I believe. Not the best position, but as long as the person they're shooting isn't shooting back, it should be fine. And soon is when they're about to launch their first strike and start sending the towers up. We plan to do a whole lot of fucking big scenarios like this, and then hopefully soon we're going to be doing some what if battles too. So you'll see a lot of videos of different kinds. Alright, we now have the siege towers moving in, so the battle is about to commence. Well, the full battle. So at this point, I start noticing the towers coming in, and I believe they do too, so they start getting ready on the walls shortly. And we hold these walls like no other. I already have a few men up here. I noticed that he has the steel bows here, so I sent some reinforcements up there, but I already got 2 units of men-at-arms up on the wall waiting. Just I don't know where the siege towers are going to go. We got a couple of them heading that way from Windy. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, they just abandoned the Elix, just abandoned these, or Valkyrion. In the clan, he's actually known as Elix, so if you hear me say Elix, I'm actually talking about Valkyrion here. This is actually quite the force to reckon with here. But now they got jabs coming in because Windy knows what to do here. But we gave the word to have him move his fountain guard because they have no shields. They are literally just like pike spearmen. So there's only so much you can do with that. And you don't want them to get taken out by jabs because that's amazing on heavy armor. Javelins will kill heavy armor, trolls, fucking shit like that instantly. Here we go. Ranch is sending in his. We got 2K sending in his right here. And then once they get up there, they still got these 2 gaps to get in, and then they'll eventually break down the gate, I'm assuming. Yep, here comes the ram now. And they have trolls everywhere. And our main mission was to defend this bottom layer, so most of our troops are actually down here. I didn't put any up here at all. He only has the 2 that are up here. I believe this one may be his general. And then these sword masters. Oh. Yeah, I think he has some steel bows here waiting too, but they're hidden, so. But archers are meant for that. He's got the Royal Legion. Ooh. These guys are really good. We got spearmen coming up from Beastie, preparing for the wall assault. They need to move somebody up here. We got towers landing everywhere now. Apparently, according to the attackers, some of the towers were glitching out and not quite opening up, so they had some issues with that. But for the most part, a majority of them did open, and they were able to successfully attack. I believe they could have fixed it by re-grabbing the tower and actually like trying to get it to go against the tower again. That may have worked, doing it a second time to kind of just guarantee that it works. I forget which is the first one to open though. So we'll wait and see which one is about to open first. It's like even Windy was having problems with his. We do have a few new plans in place for some more scenarios like this, where they're like giant historical or what if battles coming. Like the reclaiming Moria from the goblins and orcs and stuff. Got the Battle of 5 Armies in the work. We're finding a way to make that one happen. We're also looking into, oh, here we go. 2K was the first. We're also looking into doing some dwarf versus elf type stuff, which will be very fun for some what if stuff. Because naturally dwarves and elves hate each other. This is where my dismounted Knights of the Silver Swan were. We need more towers to open. I don't know which ones do. Oh, it looks like this one might be the next one. That one too. Like Windy got him to work. Let's check over here. Oh, they broke down the gate and they are charging in. And they are also attacking through here. They have not at all committed to this part right here. They're focusing on trying to send men up here. And I believe these ones are about to open. Yup. There's 1, 2, and 3. And then out pour the Moranian Guard. Or Moranian Infantry. To fight the Royal Legion and the Spearmen. And they've got the ravens up there. Good job, BC. I didn't notice that. I was hoping you'd put something up there to help protect. Oh, we got another one open over here. We have more Moranian infantry pouring in, but they're fighting my dismounted knights, which were going to be the brunt of my attack. Looks like they're getting ready. Oh, yeah, they started sending missile units. This is where the trolls come in from Windy. And they just come in and attacking the fucking wardens of the White Tower. The Pelagreer Marines are throwing jabs at them, though, so I see that ending badly for the trolls. Oh, and now the trolls are Gundabad are in too. And more trolls over here. Olog High. Moving our missiles out of the way. We are managing to hold them off, but all they have to do is walk this way and go down, and they could get in. They're sending more up. This battle is very intense. It was a lot to do and a lot to hold. I wish I could have offered more help to this side of the things, but I had two armies on this side I was trying to hold, and I wanted to make sure they didn't take this side, because in a lot of attempts I've done at this game, on this map in particular, this side falling is the downfall of the entire lower layer. So I focused real hard on that. I kept a lot of troops in reserve down here, though, and back here, just in case. I wanted to save these guys for over here, because I was going to send them either to help here or here. And I sent the remaining archers I had over here to help kind of clear the line. These are the siege towers I was talking about having issues opening. But they are now sending in even more troops down into the gate. And they are pushing as much as they can in these openings. As well as up on here, the Harad forces have now entered. And they need to send more men up in there for reinforcements. Got pikemen fighting against everything. Fountain guards, seafarers, guards of Asgiliath. They are doing everything in their power to hold that line like Gandalf would be happy about. 2K finally started to attack here, so I sent in my Black Swan Renegades to kind of help hold the line, despite the fact that they're getting attacked from the side. But I felt I needed to join the attack as well, or I would never be able to help out. Ranch is continuing to send units up here to the one working tower that is working. I would recommend him next time grab the tower, like I said, and try to hook it up back with the actual wall there. So they're sending even more troops in now. They're just trying to pour through at this point. And I'm sending my guys back so we can lure them in a bit more. Have my marksmen there so they can take the extra damage. So that way they can get a few kills and not actually lose my Black Swan Renegades. So I figure I'll need them later. Over here we have Harad still pushing up troops. Gondor is holding on this front right here. The Númenóreans close behind, but more Harad soldiers have entered here and they're fighting to the death when they break. These Royal Legion have held for a long time, and I am extremely proud of them. Got marksmen shooting up there on the walls. It may get a little choppy for a while, but that's until a lot of these troops die. There's a lot going on right now. I start sending some of my troops this way, knowing that their towers aren't being used properly or able to be used in any way. So eventually, I think they may. Oh, yep. I think this is where he gets this other one working. I think he figures it out. So I'm just pumping troops up there. I had Haven Guard up there at one point. So I had 2 units of Haven Guard. One was my general and one was just a normal Haven Guard unit. In hindsight, I should have sent one of these guys over from right here over here, but I saw that tower moving again and I was like, uh-oh. But then nothing happened with it. So I think, yeah, that's the moment I sent those guys over to help deal with that, including my Haven Guard I sent up with my general to finally finish the job. My spearmen went over here and are helping hold the line. And at one point, I noticed that their witchers are right here. And I see that, and I try to push through as fast as I possibly can. Because I know what 2K can do with these witchers. It hits me hard every time. So I'm waiting to see. Yep, there it is. That's one of the blasts. He just sends them in, does a little quick hit, and then he runs them out. And then you got to try to find them again. And they'll keep hitting you. Because that dude is a dick with witchers. He's got me on many occasions with those. And he has decimated legions of dwarves. Straight legions of dwarves he has murdered with that fucking with those witcher units. Oh, and here he comes in for another one. But is he gonna get me? Or is he gonna go back for these guys? Where are you gonna shoot? Where are you gonna shoot, witchers? Oh, he is gonna shoot them. And then he's sending more halberds in too. Where do those witchers go? See what I mean? He is sneaky as shit with these witchers. You never know where they are. Yeah, there they go. Over here, the battle has gotten bigger and bigger. They are pushing them back. We are barely holding at this point. Got the Athelian Rangers here. We got some more archers shooting from over here. The walls we are holding, but it's the ground floor that we are running out of options. And a lot of our troops are breaking and running. We still got more archers ready, but I got my guys firing finally, but unfortunately we hit some points that we can't return from. I should have started sending my guys other places, but I do believe that they get these ramps working. Or I send them down over here to help because we run out of troops. But unfortunately, my part in this battle is very, very small compared to the work Beastie and Katuna put in. They were the real MVPs of this game. I just did my part. I brought all the infantry I could just to hold this city. And by the time I realized that I should have retreated over to that side, it was too late. But by this point, I noticed that he had witchers over here. I didn't even notice that beforehand. So I was like, oh fuck, I gotta get rid of these guys because they're about to kill me. And yeah. So I attempted to push out everything I had from this spot here. I start making a push to try to get to those witchers, and I almost get them, but I realized that they still have a lot of troops and cavalry out there. So right here is where I make my push. And then I shortly after realized that is a bad idea. Because they have Serpent Guard, they got Melkor's Chosen, they got all these guys over here, archers all over. So the second I go out, they fucking destroy me. So I noticed that I try to get to the Witchers, I get a little fighting in, and then he runs them away. And that's when I realized that I cannot pursue that. What I should have done was brought some of these guys off the walls, because they didn't have enough archers at the time to even do anything. But he had all of his troops over here going up this one, so I had to keep holding here. Plus he had these fucking troll drummers, which great for morale. Amazing for morale. They will keep your men fighting forever. But I should have sent more men over here, because my general did die in this battle over here. Not yet, but he will. And then by the time I realized that we have to fall back, this whole area here has been overrun. I got troops here. I believe I sent troops, yeah, I sent all my troops available that I had down here over here to help hold the gate, because they were pouring in. And then I believe I send these guys down here to reinforce. I forget exactly how it goes, because, you know, in a battle you're living in the moment. Like, I send these guys up here to try to take out these temple guard that have been shooting us, because they are a menace. Those Temple Guard are actually very, very good. They are black Numenorians, and they're almost as good as Nazgul. Not entirely true, but they're the closest thing you'll get. Yeah, see, now I'm trying to move these guys out so I can get a better angle on some of these guys so I can help here. But that's about as far as I can get with any troops. The Witchers are still firing on my troops now, including Gondor troops. I got my spearmen trying to hold the gate the best I can. I really should have sent some of these guys out, but they just kept pouring troops over here. You know, with all these towers just standing there, I was like, and they kept having troops by the towers, so I was not sure if I moved one that they would just use that tower and push up in it. Kind of like a fake out. But at this point, they have basically breached the city interior. We're still holding the best we can, but now the Melkor's Chosen come in, and this is my downfall, along with the Surfer Guard. I was not prepared for cavalry to be inside the city running amok like this. I tried to send my spearmen in, but they were just too fast for me to deal with. No matter what I tried to even seal off this side and right here so that they couldn't get past to get over here by them. But this unit right here gets decimated. At this point, I really should have sent my men off the walls to try to at least push them out. But I continued to hold because that was my job on this one. My task was the left side, and I planned to hold it the best I could. I don't know why they started going that way. I think it was a pathfinding thing. But yeah, I tried to block off right here and here, I believe. And it does not go well for me. They just keep running away and then cycle charging, and I get fucked. Even when I try to pull out some more units, my champions with two-handed weapons. Look at this. Look at this. A whole spear unit, just half of it got destroyed in one charge by these Melkor's Chosen. I start moving my dismounted guys over here because they're pouring in again. Gotta have something holding while I try to deal with this cav before it becomes a problem for my allies over there. This is where I get the champions down. And I think I moved them in right away. Nope, they're waiting for these guys. They weren't quite expecting that. But then I set up the blockade, but with only 32 spearmen, this is what happens. 32 to 16 in one charge, and then they rout. And they rout for good. At this point, I believe this is when I said all hope is lost, and I try to get everything I can out of there. And I use my spearmen to hold the line while the rest try to escape. But at this point I realize there's no way I can get through. They're about to push through all these guys over here. I have guys on the walls still trying to hold. these guys are all just stuck in combat, and there's still plenty of units out there. QK comes in with this catapult again. Just starts fucking shooting people with it. At this point, we all realize that we can't hold the front line anymore. So we all basically pull everything back that we can. Anything that's not dead, we pulled back. Because the first floor was lost. We tried. I even was sending troops back down as they came back from routing. And the final battle will be in this area as well as over here a little bit. And unfortunately, I am only able to bring 2 units, not 2 full units. Literally 1 unit from 2 different units were left fighting on my end. So I used them to the last of my ability. But with them routing everything, they just taking out everything they can that's left down here. So that's why I use my remaining guys to just try to hold the line and distract as many as possible. And I see them coming in from there still, but I gotta at least try to push back and just form up in one big clump so that these cav can't get me. And then I spread out a little more and I try to actually do as much damage as possible near the gate. They still have a lot of troops left. At this point, the battle was continually almost the same percent on each allies and enemies for most of the game. And we're not even close to done yet. The battle goes on even further. This has to have been the most epic fight I've ever had on Minas Tirith in all my years of playing Reforged. But the fact that this patch, they let us have this map back working was the most amazing thing. So I'd like to throw another shout out to all the devs for making it possible for us to play this map again. And also, devs, please bring back Dane's Halls and Care Andros. Those maps are needed. We want them back. Not that that's going to actually get them to do it, but we want our maps back. Got some units coming back still that aren't quite dead, but they have basically taken up residence right around here, and my champions are basically all that's left besides these little 2 units over here. So I'm just doing what I can to slow them down for the retreat. Make them think that we're still holding. These demons of the desert are fucking evil. Yeah. Let's take a moment to look at all this bloodshed. Troll drummers, orcs, Gondor, Numenorians. All this death. champions are gonna hold as long as they can. Got some some honor guard here from Beastie holding his own. Looks like they abandoned the catapult. Still got 3 units fighting over here. Got a horn blowing. It's a sign that we're not giving up. At this point, we have managed to kill a little less than them, but the percents are pretty much very close still. And soon more will break, so it'll be even closer. These men can't last long. There's no more fighting on the walls. We have completely given up the walls at this point. Except for Katuna here. He seems to want to kill these Hashari stalkers with his 8 units, but I think it's just to hold them. At this point, I was still sending down everything I had to try to hold at least this spot. I wanted to get these guys here to at least fire on the Melkor's Chosen so I could kill their general, which I believed was in that unit. Yeah, I think that's him right there. I wanted to anyway, but like I was just sending 1 unit, 2 units, 8 units, like shit like that from coming back from routing, just to show that I was trying to defend the bottom layer, and anything to give these guys enough time to set up the little defense that we had left. Here we got more guys coming back from breaking. Over here we have some units that never came back from routing. They stayed routing till the end, which was very unfortunate because I could have used them. Up here I will end up having like 2 units, 2 solo units. There's one of them right there, and they try to hold the line with the last of our men. But they still have plenty of forces, all in the hundreds. And demons, champions of Nafara, both brutal. Ashari stalkers. And then the Uru captains, which was Ranch's general, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, we did put a limit on like Nazgul and certain units to make it more balanced and lore friendly. At this point, I forget how this goes, but 2 more of my units come running up. Nope. I try to stop them before they can get up there and get a charge in on the Marines. They pretty much ignore me completely. While the whole time I'm watching this catapult coming up, not knowing how much ammo is still in that. Which, not gonna lie, it's a very scary thing. Because if you got a catapult and you're just trying to hold a defensive line, that'll put a line right through your men. And if they charge right at that moment, then you're fucked. they'll push right through your whole squad, and there's their funnel that they needed. Upside, they can't get a very good angle on the troops up on the hill here because of the slope. And luckily for us, he was very, very careful in selecting his reserve units. He picked some of the ones that were probably the best fitting to have a last stand. I believe this is his general here. Yeah. That's general right there. There's one of my few guys left. I send him in, and this guy too. I send them in there. But we are coming to the last stand, where shit gets intense, and we will be watching the percents very carefully. So far, it's looking like they are going to win because of the percents, because we have 92% killed on our side and only 87% on their side. And we lost most of our best forces on the bottom layer. So there was not much we could do to prevent this. And we just had to hold with everything we had left. Anything that was coming back from routing, we threw in there. Charge comes in. We know they have no ammo in that caddy. They can't do much with it. They'll only kill their own men. Wasn't for these damn Melkors chosen. This is the part of the battle that really got bad. We were on the defense side. I'm not gonna lie, we were terrified of what was coming because they still had troops funneling in. I don't know if they have any more back here or anything, but they were still funneling in. And we didn't know if we were going to actually survive. They still had some elites like the champions, the demons. And our angles with the bows, not that great. As you can see, a lot of them are not able to hit. Not sure why Beastie's using fire arrows, but I think it might have been trying to affect their morale more. And they still got troll drummers, so it's like, we barely have a chance. We got every fucking soldier in here routed, exhausted, 14 units here, my little one here. I got another one somewhere. Yeah, right there and there. Those are my only troops I have left. He has a couple bow units left, and then if this whole line falls, all we have is bow units. And then these sword masters who... That might be his general, actually. But he kept his general back, I know that. Because he didn't want to lose his general right away. I didn't have a choice. My general died on the wall like a true hero. See, now we're up to 92 to 90%. Things start to get real close now. And you're watching these trolls and orcs just push through our lines like nothing now. They may be broken, but they're still fighting to the death. And these troll drummers are keeping the morale and keeping them standing there. Something happens shortly here that changes the game completely. And that's all it takes in some of these games, is a situation like this where it's so close, units are tired, half the generals in the game have already fallen from most of the factions. And then once the last general falls, you notice the troops know to run. They immediately run in most cases. So when a general dies, it's actually a huge morale debuff. Right now, we still even got skirmishes going on. We got archers fighting archers right now, from downhill, uphill. We are running out of all sorts of fucking men on both sides. Battle's getting good. Got orcs and orcs fighting to the death. And now we got the Uruk captains coming in. There he is. Branch's general. Maybe that's his general. Nazgul. My two little units are still fighting. Got one, oh no, he just died. We got one left. He's right there. It's 93 to 92%. We were just barely holding. Got arrows flying everywhere. They still got more kills on us at this point. It's not looking good. We have the advantage in uphill. But now here comes fucking 2K with his caddy again. Here it comes. I don't know if he'll be able to get a shot though, without getting a lot of friendly fire. think he's realizing that and trying to get a better shot. That or he can't get a good spot down there for it. It's now 94 to 93. And the battle is still got a ways to go. This is just a slaughter fest on this hill. There's not much anybody can do. Got steel bows and these guys, but there's only 50 of them here. And I believe that's his general right there. And then that, he's got a couple archers here that still have ammo because there's only 6 of them, so they keep all the ammo from the dead guys in the unit. I'm pretty sure these guys got no ammo. Well, they might have some. They still got their bows out, so. But it's basically all up to these sentinels right here to hold against all of this. And then these guys are shooting at them too. I believe I'm not sure when that happens, but they got the victory, seems certain. Shit going on. Everything's looking horrible for us on defense, as it normally does. All these guys are very tired. Defeat seems certain. All we can do is wait at this situation and just keep trying to hold. Hope for the best. I believe all my guys are dead at this point. I had the utter defeat thing pop up a while ago. This is where fucking Valkyrion's fucking horses do some Skyrim shit. Look at this. Straight up climbing a fucking straight wall to attack these archers. They even look like they're part of the wall. Not sure how that happened, but that was fucking like, oh my god, really? So then we had to try, or Katuna here actually tried to fucking deal with that. Where he was basically the only one that could. At this point, nobody was sure who was going to win this fight. It was going very badly for us on defense, but as you know, these things can take turns real quick. So it was anyone's game at this point. We were all watching the percents and just like disbelief, like what is going to happen. Like half our generals are dead. Nobody was sure what was going to happen. I know these commentaries aren't the greatest from me. I'm still working on getting more of a creative personality in my videos and doing shit more entertaining like. But I mainly do this just for fun, as a little hobby to kind of keep myself busy. I have a lot of shit going on in my life where it's nice to get away for a while and just enter a reality world that's not reality. And if you guys like it, like and subscribe. Fucking, if you want to see certain things, hit me up, let me know. I also welcome you all to my Discord. I have it linked in my channel. It's my personal Discord where if you have ideas or anything or want to be a part of games with us, by all means, hit me up. Join the Discord. Let me know you're a fan of the channel. If you want to be part of a game, let me know that, and I'll be happy to get you involved in whatever we plan on doing in the future. We try real hard to bring in people that really want to be part of things, and we're always looking for new people to play with. And if you're looking for a Total War clan that avoids toxic people and all that, feel free to look into joining our clan at Guardians of Chaos. Just find anybody with a GOC tag like Beastie here, wherever he went. Yeah, see the GOC tag. If you see that, message one of them, and then that's the easiest way to join. Otherwise, we pretty much just handpick people that are just good people to play with, good people in general. Skill matters nothing to me as far as the clan goes. It's all about being a good person and wanting to be a part of something like a family. We don't force activity. We basically just say real life comes first. Shit happens. There's nothing you can do to stop it. So no point in getting mad over shit like that, because everybody has issues in life where shit just goes down and it's unpreventable. Anyway, enough of that. The fight has gotten to the point where they're breaking through the defenders here. The Sword Masters have joined the fray, and the Demons of the Desert are pushing through. They are running straight for our capital here, or town square, where we only have broken units that have not come back from routing and will not. Then they rush back for some reason, and then they rush back because they're getting shot at by the steel bows. Ooh, he just lit on fire. Ooh, you lit on fire too. Oh, you're just getting annihilated. Why are you just standing there? Oh, Valkyrian, you need to not leave your demons getting shot at like that. They're jabs. They can't handle bow shots. They can't do that. Can't skirmish fucking bows with jabs. I do believe that. No, that's a sword master. But they are still holding against the. I believe the Uruk captain did die. The general for ranch did die. And a lot of his troops did rout. And it is literally tied at 96 to 96 at this point. There's barely any troops left on both sides. There's this one unit of steel bows that's almost full. The demons are rushing towards the capital here, or the town center here. They're making a last-ditch effort to try to take that. and they are bloodied up. So they will not last long. That's one of the benefits to shooting people a lot. With bows, you may not kill all of them, but you will be able to bloody them up for when they do go into melee. I figured, at this point, I was trying to tell them to send those guys back towards the main battle, because there's only 8 demons, and there's all these troops here, so they would have to fight them all, and they would, but then I realized that they were literally not really even fighting, they were just kind of dying at first, so I was like, alright, yeah, just clean them up, and then get back over there. At this point, we are still at 97, 96, so they are still ahead of us in kills. And then they still got the champions, which are fucking brutal in melee against the sword masters. And I am shocked that these guys even still have ammo. And oh shit, that scared the fuck out of me. I was in the right place for that. Yeah, not much left on either side, and now it's tied again, 97-97. But this is when the steel bows come back. Suddenly outside the walls you hear Rohan calling, and then they come, and then there's nothing left for them to kill, for the battle has already been over. At this point there's only 8 champions left. Everything else besides the catapult is broken. There's nothing left of their units. All because of the bravery of Katuna here and Beastie. They managed to hold off the invasion, and now we've finally moved up to 97 to 98%. The good forces have managed to save the day. We have taken out Mordor and all of its allies. And next time, we will march on the Black Gate so Frodo can finish his mission. Then we will find out on the fields in front of the Black Gate what the fate of Middle-earth will be. Somehow we're going to try to get that one to work. We're going to fuck around with the details of it, do like a huge grace period where we can basically surround the good forces, and then possibly have a Shire faction in the back with eagles and whatnot, just eagles, so they can come in at a certain time period after, kind of more historically based. I gotta figure out how to make it work so it's like we don't get just destroyed by standing in a circle or two circles in the middle while getting surrounded. But we'll figure out a way to do it, and we'll have an end to the Battle of Middle-earth. We also want to plan on doing like one in the fields in front of Minas Tirith, where Rohan comes up against Mordor and Harad and all that, with the Mumakil, the Rohirrim. We have a lot of shit planned, so if you like this video, just stay tuned and like and subscribe, and we'll have a lot more coming. Thanks for watching.